Alright, Schlockmeister fans, this one's long overdue to review. Lael Hochberg requested it though, so we're going to do it now. It's called Martin from George Romero. Let's watch.
Thank you. Good night.
Meet Martin. He's on a train, and he's got a needle. And what is he going to do with that? He's going to break into a woman's compartment on the train, and this is his imagination, what he thinks might happen, or hopes, but that's probably not reality. No, the reality is that he attacks her, she resists, and he injects her with whatever he had in there. And she's struggling. So once she's unconscious, he undresses her and himself and hops on top of her. And then he grabs a razor blade and sucks that blood. He tidies up the place and leaves. Of course, it's going to look like a suicide, which is exactly what he wants. So he arrives in Pittsburgh.
I'm Kuda. Come, we must take another train.
That's his uncle. He's come to stay with him for a while.
Nosferatu.
Uncle Kuda's a little bit odd. He thinks that Martin is a beast.
Reside ergo in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus et Sancti.
Vampire. First, I will save your soul. Then, I will destroy you. But you will not take people from the city. If I hear it a single time, I will destroy you without salvation.
Kuda is part terrified of Martin.
Nosferatu. I am your cousin. I am your cousin Martin.
Arthur Lannis, Martin.
Here we meet Arthur,
Indianapolis, huh?
Tom Savini's
Good time.
first acting role.
Well, I hear there's work there.
There's work everywhere, Arthur. People just don't bother to look for it.
He ends up doing meat deliveries for his uncle, or whoever
I can
Kuda
give
is.
you a ride back downtown if you like. Why not? Such a long way.
Kuda has a store, and this woman he finds a little attractive.
He was born to Helene Bulwesser and Rudi Matthias in the old country in 1892. He is young for Nosferatu. There have been 9 such curses in the family.
I'm sorry.
Cousin Christina.
It's just that... Well, I grew up in this entire thing, too. Nosferatu, Nosferatu. The family curse, the family shame. It's the Middle Ages.
Martin spotted his next victim.
Who's home?
Oh, Jesus.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything?
I only give to
You
organized
can't
charity.
hear you, schmuck.
Later on, after the husband leaves, he sneaks in. Keeps having these flashback fantasy types things that are probably in his head. We don't know for sure though. When he breaks in the bedroom, he finds somebody else though. Turns out the wife was cheating. He had no idea that this guy was going to be here, so he stabs him. So the drug hasn't quite taken effect yet, and this guy Lewis is looking for Martin. Hops outside. He's gonna get stabbed again. Eventually the drug takes effect and Lewis goes down. The second stab was in her.
Yes, but I'm not going to hurt you now because of him. Because of him. Be there.
So he's gonna feed off of him. He wasn't supposed to be there. True to his word, he didn't hurt the woman.
I've been much too shy to ever do the sexy stuff. Someday maybe I'll get to do it. Awake. Without
He
the
calls in
blood.
a radio show
Just do it with somebody.
and tells the listeners about being a vampire.
Together. And talk.
Yeah, well, listen, Count, my sponsor is shaky, so I'm going to take a break. Hang on a minute. Nighttimers have been talking to the Count. Yes, a real, live, honest-to-goodness vampire. And if you have any questions, like...
He's now doing a few odd jobs for one of the women he delivered meat to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. It's just that you're so gentle.
We got a Mrs. Robinson thing here going.
Do you
One of
believe
Kuda's priests.
in demons, Father Howard? Do you believe the devil can enter a person's soul?
I don't know what to believe about that.
You don't.
So Kuda brings in another priest to perform an exorcism.
Christ our Lord brings
I guess.
your plans to nothing. By the sign of the Holy Cross of our Lord Jesus Christ.
So Martin confronts Kuda. Is he really a vampire? Of course not.
Devil. You are the devil.
You want me here for sex, don't you? I never really did it before. I was always too shy. But I decided I'd really like to do it with you.
Language. Shit on the language!
Christina's had enough. She's gonna move out,
Oh, goodbye, Grandfather Kuda.
and leaving Martin alone with him. Martin decides to go after a bum
As is.
as his next victim. He ends up breaking into a store, I believe, stealing some pants, and the cops show up before he has a chance to do anything much. Then he stumbles into a street gang's place, but the cops are still on his heels. Cops see the gangsters, and they've got a new problem, which is going to allow Martin to get away. He goes to see that older woman who'd been seducing him and that he's been sleeping with. Apparently she committed suicide since the last time he'd been there.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I warned you, Martin. Nobody in the town, I said. Nobody in the town. I heard about Mrs. Santini. Do you think I believe she killed herself? Do you really think I believe this? Your soul is damned. Nosferatu.
And as the credits roll, we find out that Martin was buried in the yard.
I wonder where the Count is. I know he's out there somewhere. I call him weird guy. All right, the Count. Yes, the Count. We all want to know what happened to the Count. What
All right, let's talk about Martin. 1978, I believe. George Romero was just 75, 77, who knows. Anyway, this is a movie that I saw as a teenager, and I was familiar with George Romero because of Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, which are movies I absolutely adored. So I was really looking forward to Martin, and when I watched it, I rented it, copied it, and I was really disappointed in it. I don't know what I was expecting. I was probably expecting some sort of gore fest. I was always probably expecting a vampire, a real vampire. And I was just kind of disappointed with this guy who was just kind of pretending to be a vampire. Now, I saw this again probably in the mid-90s or so, and I appreciated it a lot more. And I remember really liking it at the time, and I really liked it again. I haven't seen it probably since then until today. And again, I say I really like this movie because overall, I just love the atmosphere of this movie. It's kind of just kind of gritty, and I don't know how else to describe it. It was shot in a suburb of Pittsburgh, I believe, Braddock, and it's about a guy, Martin, who is about 20 years old, 19 years old. He goes to live with his, I think it's his uncle, Kuda, his Tata Kuda, he calls him. I think it's his uncle. I don't know, maybe a great uncle, I don't know. But anyway, he goes to stay with him and his daughter, who's about the same age as Martin, maybe a few years older. And right away, I guess he's staying there because his family died and he has no family, so he's got to stay somewhere. Right away, as soon as he arrives, Kuda starts calling him Nosferatu. He thinks he's some sort of demon or beast or something, which is ironic because even though Martin truly is not a beast, he is a killer. He is somebody who is fantasizing and about being a vampire. And he uses this injection. He has this needle that he injects women with, knocks them out, and then he cuts them and drinks their blood and leaves them for dead. And it looks like a suicide once he's done leaving. So he is a fake vampire, but he's doing vampire type things. So again, ironically, Kuda keeps calling him Nosferatu because he thinks he is some sort of vampire, in which it turns out it's true. He tries to exorcise him. He uses crosses and garlic. He says, you can talk to my daughter, but I'm sorry, my daughter might talk to you, but you can't talk to him. I'm going to save your soul, and then I will destroy you. If I find out that anybody's been killed around here, I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. Kuda seems like a nut, and I guess he kind of is, but so is Martin. So anyway, Martin at one point meets a woman, this older woman, and he loses his virginity to her, and he starts doing the sexy things, as he calls it, with her, sexy stuff. And but eventually that woman commits suicide on her own. Martin had nothing to do with it. Well, Kuda finds out about this woman and says, I know she didn't commit suicide. You think I'm foolish? And then he stabs or stakes Martin through the chest with a wooden stake and kills him and buries him in his backyard, and that's how our movie ends. So anyway, like I said, I really, really like this movie. I had this DVD which was put out by Anchor Bay. I got this a long, long time ago. 2000 it says on here. Disappointed it's actually not widescreen, it's full screen. I was really surprised that Anchor Bay did that. Now it is available in a couple other versions. I think the last one, the really good one that people want, is the Arrow version, which is a Blu-ray. I think it's a 2-disc version, which probably is everything you're asking for in this movie. Again, happy I have this, but I should probably upgrade, and so should you, right? So, but anyway, the movie's called Martin. Thanks to Lael Hochberg for recommending this to watch it again, and it's a good movie. Let me know what you think about it. I'm sure all of you have seen this movie, so let me know. Leave some comments down below. We'll discuss it. It's called Martin. Watch it. Bye.